For today's training video, I'm going to show everyone the new adult nomination feature that we've just put into the unit election system. When you're on your chapter unit election dashboard, you can see all the unit elections that you currently have. To view the adult nominations that have been submitted by units, under the chapter options, you're going to see adult nominations. These are read only, as chapters really don't really need to do anything with adult nominations, as the unit leader will submit the nomination and then it'll go directly to the lodge's selection committee for adults. Therefore, by reducing the middleman and sort of making a streamlined process. But the chapters are able to go in and look and see if a unit within their chapter has submitted an adult nomination or not. And then they can go and review the nomination, but they can't really do anything with it. So I will show you guys how a unit will submit an adult nomination in case they need help troubleshoot it or anything. So we'll go over. So this is a unit that is a real unit. So there's a new box on their dashboard that says adult nominations. The nomination feature will open for each unit at 9 p.m. on the day of their election. We did this so that it happens after the youth have been already had their election, so we know exactly how many youths were elected, as one of the requirements for submitting adult nominations is they can only submit 1/3 of the number of youth candidates elected. So if they nominated anywhere between 1 and 3, then they can submit 1 adult nomination. Or if they did anywhere between 4 and 6, they can do 2 adult nominations. And that way, we have it opening after the election so that we know how many were elected. So this red box sort of just gives them information that they need to know about submitting adult nominations, as well as a link to a PDF version of it so that they can go and sort of start writing their nomination, as there's a lot of questions in it. So when they click this link, it'll download the PDF form and they can sort of start preparing their nomination well before the election even happens. So now I'll go over to a test unit. In this, we've already started testing the feature, so you'll see some test data in here. But once the time frame, the 9 o'clock on the election day happens, and they refresh the page, a new button and the wording sort of changes a little bit. They can submit a new adult nomination on the unit leader page. So in here, they can put in the nomination's first name and last name, on all their information that we need in order to sort of put it in Lodge Master. Then under experience, they've can put in all the necessary things that we're looking for within the selection committee. Then the camping requirements, they can put that in. And then this is sort of where they give their own testimonials and say why this person is worthy of joining the OA. So I'm going to go through real quick and pause this and put in some test data so that we can submit this form and see what happens after. All right, so I went through and put in the test data. Really, it's just the word test over and over and over. So one thing to pay attention down here, unit chair's information. When you created the unit election initially within the system, you had the option of putting in the unit leader. And then once you send the access key to the unit leader, they then are able to go and update the unit leader if they need to. But on this form, the unit leader now can put in the unit chair's information. The unit chair's information is very important that they get correct. and we even put it down here in a note. Make sure that their information is correct. As when the unit leader goes to submit this nomination, it will then send a invitation to the email address of the unit chair to review this nomination, edit it if they need to, and then approve it, as adult nominations require both the unit leader's signature and the unit chair's signature. So before the unit leader can submit the nomination, they have to click here, and then sort of is their signature, where they testify that this adult leader fills all the requirements for membership in the OA. So when they submit it, it says right here that it's saved, and the unit chair has been sent an invite to approve the nomination, and it comes and shows up down under their other nominations, or it'll show up as their first nomination. And then it'll say a status waiting for unit chair approval. Cool. So if we go over here, we can see that it just sent an email to the unit chair. It says the unit leader from test unit has submitted an adult nomination for test adult. Before the nomination can be reviewed by the Lodge Selection Committee, it must be independently reviewed and approved by the unit chair. Please click the link below to do that. Cool. So the unit chair will then open the link, and it'll come to the unit chair nomination dashboard. Here, give some quick instructions about what to do. You can see both the unit leader's information and the unit chair's information is here, and then you see the adult nominations. These ones we've already tested, so it says that they've already approved it, and it gives the status. The one that they have not reviewed yet, they can click review and approve. This first initial data is read only, so they can't edit that, but they can come down to the meat of the nomination and sort of edit this data, and they can update it and change it however they like. And then they as well click here and submit it, and then they hit submit, and then whoosh, it is off to the selection committee, and they can now close this tab. So if we go back over here to our unit leaders, it'll now say waiting for the selection committee and the status. And then from there, the selection committee will make a decision within 15 business days. They are sent an email once the unit leader and the unit chair are sent an email once the unit chair has submitted the nomination to the selection committee. And then once the selection committee makes their decision, they will send back to both the unit leader and the unit chair their decision. And if they were not approved, it'll put in the email the reasoning why. But if it is approved, then the adult nominee is immediately able to register for their ordeal if they like, or the unit or the chapter can do the tap out from there. And as the chapter, remember, you can go over here and click adult nominations, and you can see what the status is, if they're approved or not approved. And that way you can sort of have the ability to verify that this person was imported into Lodge Master and is eligible for the ordeal. All right, that's a pretty simple overview of it. Pretty easy on the chapter's part. Simply after the election is over, remind them that adult nominations will open up at 9 o'clock that evening, and that they should go and submit their nominations. They don't have to do it immediately if they want to work on it for a little while. The election portal won't delete itself. It'll always be there so that they can go back and add it when it's convenient for them. If you have any questions about this new feature, feel free to use the Need Help live chat feature in the bottom right corner of every page. We usually answer those pretty quickly, so we can get to you however you need. And if you want to set up a personal training tutorial so that you make sure you understand this new feature, just let us know in the live chat feature, and we'll set something up for you. All right. Thanks for watching, and have a good rest of your day.